Hey everybody, Tim again with AMZ Fusion, and it's Saturday, so let's talk about business. I think Saturdays are just going to be our business advice, tips in general, maybe not directly related to Amazon. But so today I decided let's talk about liability. Um, where does that start? Where does it end? And how you can be prepared for it. So first off, liability is something you need to be well prepared for and understand what it is. So liability here in America can be pretty big. If you're in the UK, Canada, wherever else, maybe it's not as such a big of a deal. But we live in a very litigious society where people love to sue each other for everything because they think they're going to get free money. So being prepared for that is very important. So uh, where do you start? This all starts with the foundations. So guys, if you become an Amazon seller and you're going to take this more than a very small side hobby, I really, really, really suggest you guys get into some type of formal corporate structure like an LLC. And again, an LLC, limited liability company or corporation, um, limits your liability. It's exactly what that says. So, depending on what state you live in the United States, your liabilities can be different. So, if something goes bad in your business, and you're doing business under your personal name, me, Tim, is selling stuff on Amazon, and something bad happens, or maybe it's not even Amazon. Maybe you're just doing business in general. You're a concrete contractor, and somebody gets hurt at your construction site, or something like that. One of your employees get hurt. Um, you can be held liable. Now, liability as a person can be very rough, and I personally wouldn't ever do business under my own name. An LLC can be filed by yourself for probably $300 and a little bit of maintenance fees every year. You need to do a little bit extra work, but again, it limits you from your business. You separate the liability from you and your business. So again, going back to Amazon or concrete contractor, if you're doing business under your name and you get sued, depending on what state you're in, your personal assets can be at risk, meaning your bank accounts, all your savings. In some states, they don't have like a homestead law where you can exempt your house from lawsuits. So if you lost a big judgment because you were negligent and did something stupid, then the court could take your house. So, and how do you easily prevent that? File an LLC, guys. Every state in the United States, you can file an LLC, and it limits you and protects you and separates you as a person and your personal property, your personal bank accounts and stuff like that from your business. And that is one of the most important things you can possibly do to limit your liability. S Corp, C Corp, whatever you want to do, but file a formal business entity that separates you from your business. So when an LLC gets sued, as Mark Kohler would say in some of his videos, he's like, great, sue me, bro. You can have my laptop because that's all my corporation or my company owns. And so when somebody sues you, as long as you have maintained your corporation or your company, your LLC properly, meeting minutes and stuff like that, as long as you've maintained that, you should have a physical barrier between you and your personal assets. So again, let's go back to the concrete contractor. One of your employees gets hurt, they sue you as a company, and you're like, cool, don't have much in my bank accounts there, but it all spent on payroll. I pulled it out and put it in my pocket. We own a little bit of, shovels and a trailer or something like that. But like, cool, I got about $5,000 in assets, and that's about all you can sue me for. And then at that point, realistically, no lawyer's going to want to take that because there's not enough recoverable assets to make it worth their while. So this is the advantage of having a corporation or LLC to protect you. Another way you need to protect yourself is actually insurance. I know when you're a new seller on Amazon, e-commerce, you don't think too much about it, and then people get frustrated. Frustrated is a nice word. When Amazon's like, hey, you did $10,000 in business, we're going to have to ask you for insurance. And for e-commerce insurance, you can probably get it for like $500 a year, call it $50 a month. But again, you'll see, I'm going to pop up a thing right here. So if you get a letter like this, this is an A to Z claim where a customer has claimed bodily harm or somehow they've been injured or something from your product. Here in the United States, everybody likes to, if this were true, and we got a retraction letter or a letter like a few days later saying Amazon was closing the claim. And that's the second one we've had in 7 years of selling on Amazon. We've only had two. We sell lotions, body products, that kind of stuff. So I feel like we're a little bit higher risk for some of this stuff. But if you're selling books, you probably don't have to worry too much. But when you get stuff like this, you take a step back. You're like, wait a minute. Whoa. I didn't make the lotion. I just sold it. Well, realistically, what happens is in America, people, if they were really hurt and they get a lawyer to push these claims and they want to sue people for money, they're going to sue you as the seller. They're going to sue the manufacturer, and they're also going to sue Amazon. They're going to sue everybody with the hopes of collecting as much money as possible. So insurance helps buffer you guys. So for $500 a year, $50 a month, we'll call it, you have a safety net up to $1 million that insurance company will pay out. And again, when you're selling name brand products, and these aren't things that you've designed yourself or whatnot, there's a lot less liability for you because you're just the middleman. I sold it. I didn't make it. I didn't create the chemicals. I didn't create this horrible situation. I didn't make the food that's got listeria or something that was supposed to be recalled and your customer got sick. So having insurance is a really smart idea. Even if you're not at the $10,000 limit, guys, per month, and Amazon doesn't ask you for it, budget it in. Work a little bit harder to pay the $50 a month for insurance. It's well worth it, because the last thing you want to do is get one of those letters like I just showed you guys, and you panic. But when you have insurance, when you have a setup corporation or LLC, it's a lot less scary. I don't have to worry about my house. Well, I'm in Texas. We got a homestead law. I don't have to worry about my house no matter what. But I don't want somebody taking my money from my savings account or anything like that. So be smart and set yourself up for liability protection, guys. No matter what business you're in, if you're in insurance, you would get E&O insurance, errors and omissions insurance, in case you mess up paperwork, in case you underinsure somebody by accident. You make paperwork errors. Same thing goes for a realtor or a title company. If they make errors on paperwork that can cost people tens of thousands of dollars, they have insurance to help cover that and buffer those issues. Now, if you're, again, grossly negligent and doing something stupid or doing something on purpose, it's a completely different story. Your insurance is going to fight you on it. But if you're just being a good business owner and doing the right thing, trying to be a good person, insurance is going to be your savior if you ever get into a pickle. So yeah, I guess that's probably about it. Liability is something you need to think about from the very beginning, guys. Don't wait till you're in a bad situation to figure out, oh, I should have been prepared. No. Take a little bit of advice and knock on wood. We are very fortunate we've never been sued or anything like that. But stereotypically, if you get into a business, eventually you will. Eventually you're going to get some paperwork. Somebody wants to sue you. Will it actually go through? Will anything ever happen? Probably not. But there's always that opportunity for somebody trying to sue you. So make sure, guys, separate yourself from your business. Form an LLC, probably the cheapest way to do that. It's a limited liability company. So just take it for the words. Limits your liability. And again, you want to protect your personal assets from your business, and vice versa. You don't want somebody to sue you personally because you get into a car accident and try and take your business, guys. So they're separate entities, and we need to make sure they stay separate. So, and then insurance. Just be smart. I know it sucks paying money every year to something that you'll never use, but the one time you do need to use it, it'd be huge to have. Again, if that letter I showed you just a minute ago, somebody were to come across and actually sue us, we have $1 million in coverage, or I think our insurance policy is maybe $2 million. I don't know what it is exactly. I forget. But I have a buffer between me and the customer. I have a corporation that's going to buffer me from liability, and I have an insurance policy that's going to buffer me financially and my business financially from crazy people, crazy customers. So hopefully that's helpful, guys. We'll see what we talk about tomorrow, but yeah, no matter the business that you're in, always think about liability, limit it, and again, from the very beginning, guys, don't wait till it's too late. An LLC is very affordable to create. While I probably would suggest getting some type of professional help, to pay them $300. If you can't afford it, I'd rather see you do it on your own. And don't forget, guys, you need to maintain your corporation or LLC. You do need to have meeting minutes. It's nonsense paperwork, but to maintain that corporate veil and protect you and work as your shield between you and your business, you need to make sure you maintain your corporation. And part of that is just simply saying you have meeting minutes, you have a meeting once a year, you write down some stuff that you discussed, and that could be you and your partner, you and your wife. It doesn't matter. You just write down that you've had a meeting and we planned and did things and recapped what happened for the year. So do some reading. You can see all sorts of stuff about meeting minutes online. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.